Hi all, welcome to my channel. I'm Will Wyvern. Today I want to talk about the Night of Hecate. And first of all, let's clear something up. There are people who pronounce the Greek goddess of magic as Hecate, or Hecate, or Hecate, or whatever. Everybody pronounces it different. No one is right, no one is wrong. Some people spell it with a C, some people spell it with a K. Let me give you a little backstory on how I pronounce it. I lived on the Greek island of Crete for almost 2 years. I was a member of a circle of other witches from mostly Greece. There was someone from Germany, we had someone from France, I was there from America. And the way the Greeks on the island of Crete pronounce it is Hecate. So that is how I learned how to pronounce it. Like I said, no one's right, no one's wrong. Everyone learned different. However you choose to pronounce it, I'm sure the goddess doesn't mind. So that's how I came about the name Hecate. Now, the Night of Hecate is one day that witches around the world, practitioners around the world, pagans around the world, honor Hecate. Nobody knows when it started. There are some writings or poems or excerpts that say, honoring Hecate, the Night of Hecate, but no one knows for sure. All we know is they wanted to have it between the fall equinox, Mabon, and the winter solstice of Yule, because that period is when the night is the longest. And many people believe Hecate is strongest at night. So when the longest nights, the fall equinox, that's when the nights start getting longer. And Yule is when the winter solstice is when the night is the longest. So in between those 2 days is Samhain. They didn't want to have the Night of Hecate on Samhain, so someone or some people said, well, let's have it in between Samhain and Yule, because that's when the nights are pretty long. And they couldn't decide because there's 51 days between Samhain and Yule. So sometimes there's one moon, sometimes there's 2 full moons or new moons. So they couldn't decide, should we have it on the full moon, the new moon, because everyone's different. Some people celebrate on the full moon, some people on the new moon. So after lots of debate and lots of talking, and finally not everyone, but most people agreed on November 16th. I don't know why. I can't find out. I tried doing some research. There are links to possible other pagan holidays, but November 16th is the Night of Hecate. And when you celebrate on November 16th, you are celebrating with witches, pagans around the world. So you're going to be a part of something. You're going to be linked to all those people who are practicing. You're going to be linked to all that energy being generated and all that love being given to Hecate. So that's why there's one special day. Now, there are so many different ways you can celebrate. You look at Hecate, and the 3 major aspects of her are the goddess of magic, the goddess of the underworld, and the goddess of the crossroads. Now, I think the goddess of the crossroads is very important because as we go through life, we travel a journey, and on that journey, there's forks, there's different paths we could take, there are crossroads. And Hecate is a great goddess to go to for advice or guidance when you find yourself facing a crossroads, when you find yourself at a fork in the path, a fork in the road. You want guidance, you want instruction, you want help, you want ideas on what you can do. And going to Hecate, setting up an altar, setting up a simple candle, however you want to do it, and just asking her, Goddess Hecate, give me guidance, give me instruction. How can I face these crossroads? What path should I choose? But something else you can ask Hecate to do is to generate crossroads or generate a fork in the path. You may not like where you're at right now. You may not like your job. You may be in a bad relationship. You may be, you don't like where you live anymore. You want change. You want something to happen in your life. You can ask Hecate, give me a fork in the road. Give me a choice to make. Give me a new journey, a new path to walk. So you may want a new job. You may want to get out of a bad relationship and find a new one. You may want to move someplace that's warmer or less congested or closer to the city. Whatever. Ask Hecate. She is the goddess of crossroads. Something else you can do, the goddess of magic. She controls the magic. She gives you knowledge for spell casting. She helps you set up your altar. She provides energy from the moon, lunar energy, if you want to make moon water, if you want to consecrate an item, if you want to cleanse jewelry or crystals. She gives you that magic. She gives you that energy to do that. So if you need to consecrate a new item, or if you want to cleanse some tools, call on Hecate. The Night of Hecate, all those other people are calling on Hecate. All that energy is being generated. Pull down that energy. Ask for that energy to consecrate an item, or cleanse an item, or cleanse your workspace or your home. That's something else you can do. Something else, she's the goddess of the underworld. Not necessarily the goddess of the dead, but the goddess of the underworld, or the other realm, the dark realm. And if you need to, you want to talk to your ancestors, or if you want to give them a message, or if you're open to receiving messages, you can call on Hecate and ask her to, let you commune with your ancestors. There's something that you want to tell a deceased or past ancestor that you weren't able to in life. Now is the best time. Ask Hecate for assistance. If you want to open yourself to messages, divination. When you're using divination, when you're trying to connect to the other realm, Hecate is a great goddess to ask for guidance. If you're using tarot cards or oracle cards or a pendulum or Ouija board, spirit board, ask Hecate for guidance and assistance to communicate or to reach the other realm. Because this is the time of the thinning of the veil, so it's easier to communicate with the creatures of the other realms. And this is also with fey creatures or just other beings, other spirits, your spirit guide, your spirit animal. All of this can be done with Hecate's help. So the Night of Hecate, again, a great time to do that. So you practice magic, practice divination, you can practice all that stuff. Work on yourself, work on your inner, what you want to do, where you want to be in your life, where you want to go in your life, what crossroads you want to see in your life. Ask Hecate for that guidance. I know so many people who have used the Night of Hecate to change their life. They don't like where they're at. They don't like what's happening. They don't like being stagnant. They want change. They want newness. They want something fresh. They want something exciting. Hecate, call on Hecate. Use her in your spell casting. Use her in your altar to ask for that change to come. Night of Hecate. Powerful night, November 16th. There are so many things you can do. I wish you well however you want to practice. I wish you well whatever you do. I wish you the best of luck. Hecate is a goddess you should embrace. Bring her into your practice. You don't have to do it every night or every full moon, or you may only do it on the Night of Hecate, November 16th. You may only do it once or twice a year on the Sabbats, one of the 8 Sabbats. Whatever. Hecate understands. She appreciates and loves every one of you. She honors you when you bless her, and she gives you blessings in return. So this November 16th, you could do it the Saturday, the 15th, the night before. If you want to wait till the 16th to do it, this weekend, pretty much starting Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, people around the world are going to be celebrating the Night of Hecate. Witches, pagans, all around the world. So you are adding your energy to that global energy. You are adding your presence to all those other people who are practicing. So I wish you a happy Night of Hecate. I wish you blessings, and as always, thank you.